I'm selfishly looking forward to this one because it's something that I need the most. I think in practice, we may spend a lot of time on hamstrings and not as much on So that's our focus for today. I want you to have something to pad your knees and a set of yoga blocks if you have them. I am going to add one progression which uses a wall. So if you think you're ready for that, just set your mat up near a wall space. Now let's spend a little extra time on where some of us need it the most. Meet me seated on your mat. We're going to get started with a little bit of deep tissue work. So I want you to take your hands and just begin to knead and roll up the thighs. Solid pressure here. This should feel similar to foam rolling. And if you were really brave and you had some tenderness here, maybe some tightness after a leg day, you could always do this with a rolling pin. Foam rolling is good too. We do have a foam roller for lower half on the channel. I'll make sure I add that to the description and the info card. Try squeezing up the leg. All right, and second side. You might want to spend a little time up here just over the kneecap where we have that little teardrop muscle, the medialis. Tends to be pretty sensitive. Little squeezes. All right, make sure you have your knee pad, swing your legs around. We're going to take it into a little lunge series. She's not feeling well today. Make sure those knees are padded. Beginning with your right foot, step forward into a low lunge. Blocks right underneath your shoulders if you have them. Take a couple rounds of back and forth, half split to low lunge, just to continue to warm up a bit. Work a little floss too, so as you come forward, just try to hinge a little bit from side to side. As you rock through center, I want you to take this into what would be a little 90-90 position. I'm gonna walk that front foot forward. You may not have to do that. And focus on a pelvic tilt. I'm gonna draw the pelvis underneath me. Hands interlace, press the palms away. Shoulders away from your ears and look in with your eyes. Try to squeeze the glutes and press the pelvis forward. Inhale those arms up and come back onto your blocks. Hinge back and come forward. As you come forward, make sure that right hip isn't leading, right hip pulls back. Nice and tall. And I want you to peek to the right as you actively push your left foot and shin down into the floor. And then just relax a bit. Try it again, press down. And relax. Incorporating those micro movements. Active pressure into the floor, try to lift your heart. Hands to those blocks as you come back. Bow and extend forward. Try to pull the toes towards your face. Rocking through center. That knee should be stacked right over the ankle. Hips are square. If that right hip is leading, pull it back. Left arm comes up. And I want you to bring the hand behind your head. So with this pressure, I'm just gently going to push my head into my hand and try to lengthen the elbow towards the ceiling, which is going to get me even deeper, right? This little pressure of my head on the hand. On an exhale, slow release. Pushing back into that pyramid. Rocking forward. And I want you to bring your hands to the inside. We're gonna work on a little bit of a mobility technique here to create a little more space in the hip. So I want you to take your right hand to the back of your calf, right? So I'm gonna hinge back almost like that little 90-90. And even if you can get your shoulder down there too, it helps. I want you to focus on the analogy of a dog peeing on a fence. I'm gonna lift my right hip up. And as I do, I'm gonna try to push my shin, my calf forward. As I try to extend and lift my right hip up and out to the side, you should feel like you're trying to create space in that hip joint. Micro movements are fine. And if this is new to you, welcome. Begin to push the hips back, hands to blocks. Coming back into that half split. Take a nice breath in. Just shift your hips a little bit from side to side here. Last time, come through center. Hands come back to the inside. And I want you to work a little rotation here. So I'm just gonna focus on activating my right foot, right? So I'm kind of lifting my toes. It's sort of a half point, half flex, a floint. And begin to rotate towards the right side. Now, if the quad is really tight, you might want to stay here and focus on that active press. Actively push your left shin into the floor. If you think you can work the bind, I'm going to try to first drag my body weight forward. That's going to put the pressure more on the top of the knee versus the center of the knee. Left leg bends, right leg reaches back. Look for the bind. I'm going to find that foot, breathe in. On an exhale, draw the navel in and try to pull that foot a little closer. Inhale, press back, right? Foot pushes into hand. And exhale, hand pulls foot. Twice more. Inhale to open. Exhale, navel draws in. Don't dump into the back. And open. Last time, pull in. Keep trying to force that little press of the pelvis forward. Control the release, hand comes up and over. And pushing back. Give it one last little stretch for this hamstring. And as you rock through center, right leg swings around. Avoid all dogs. Coming into child, prayer, embryo pose, whatever feels good. I just want you to notice how you're feeling in your two sides. Rolling up and back, let's take that left foot forward. Ooh, second side. I want you to take that 10 or 15 seconds for yourself to just move freely. It is back and forth, but it can also be side to side for a little flossing action. Getting ready for that first lunge forward. You'll start with 90-90, so you may need to walk this left foot in a bit. Pelvic tilt, right? So draw that pelvis underneath you. Nice and tall, hands will interlace, push away. Try to round your upper back and draw in with the navel. Inhale, arms up, and onto those blocks. Pushing back, and coming forward. Try to square the hips off if you feel as if that left hip is leading. Left knee should be right over the ankle. Nice and tall, look to the left. Actively push into the floor. So right shin and foot down, and relax. Twice more, push downwards, lift upwards with the heart, and relax. Last time down. Slow on the release, hinge back. Half split, toes pulling back towards your face as you fold. Up and through. Dropping the hip, lifting the heart. Right arm comes up and comes to the back of the head. I want you to focus on letting the weight of your head push into your hand. Draw the navel back on the exhale. And release, coming back. Take a breath. Rocking through center. Blocks are going to come to that inside. Getting ready for that mobility work. Maybe push your hips back to start. So I'm going to let those hips push back. Left hand comes to that calf. I'm going to tuck in. Now as I come forward, remember we're going to be that dog peeing on a fence. Lift your left hip up into the side and try to press your calf forward. Just find micro movements to find just the right spot. We're really trying to open up and create more space in the joint. Begin to hinge back into that pyramid pose. Let the work go. Rocking through center. You want to place those hands in front. Remember that floint, we want to activate the foot, so if you can, roll ever so slightly towards the pinky side of the foot, and just begin to spiral to the left. Now, tight hip flexors, tight quads. You can actively push into the floor with your right shin. That will take you deeper. If you feel like you can take the bind, I want you to give a little pull forward to get the pressure to the top of the kneecap. Now reach back. Left hand to right foot. Breathe in, exhale, draw the navel in as you try to pull the foot closer, and then inhale, open back up. Twice more, exhale, bring it in. Inhale, open. Last time. Open. Release slowly. And one last time, hands frame the leg as you come back, coming into your half split. Rocking forward and swing that left leg around. Come back into a pose that works for you, child's pose preferably. Maybe prayer position if you have a dog taking up most of your blanket. Rolling yourself up, and I want you to sit up for one more set of lunges. Now, if you want the progression, you're gonna be against the wall. Either way, the poses are gonna look the same, only one is a lot more intense than the other. Right foot is gonna step forward. Now, if you're at the wall, I want you to start by backing your left shin and knee towards the wall. Right foot steps through. Begin by drawing back. So I want you to focus on creating this pelvic tilt, right? I'm trying to draw the pelvis underneath me and lift the heart. You can use your hand on your knees here. If that's a little too much, you can use your hands on your blocks. But I want you to draw the pelvis in, try not to dump in the low back. Relax the shoulders. Super deep, I haven't been here in a while. Energetically push your left foot either into the floor or to the wall. And then just relax for a moment. I want you to do that one more time. Press into the wall or floor. And then relax. Hands to those blocks. Begin to send your body weight forward. Heart is lifted. Allow that left hip to sink, and we're going to do that same action. Push the foot into your wall, floor, and then relax. Again, press. And try to relax. I know that's easier said than done. Pull the right hip back if it's leading. Ease out of that one nice and slow. If you're against the wall, you're just gonna have to swap out your knees first. Right knee is gonna slide up. Left leg comes out in front. Start with your pelvic tilt. I'm gonna come forward with the pelvis. Imagine you're trying to draw a line from your ears, your shoulders, your hips down to your knee. You can hold here. I like to push my hands into that thigh. Active pressure here. I'm gonna push back into my prop, either the wall or the floor. And then relax. Can you tell which one is tighter? This is my tighter side. Press in. And then relax. Can you give me one more? Relax. Hands to those blocks and try to send your body weight forward. Pull the left hip back, don't let it lead. Try to keep that heart nice and lifted. Push into your prop, wall, floor, whatever it might be. And then relax. Micro movements again. And relax. Last time. Easing back out of that really slowly. Swing your legs around and just bring it into a nice easy windshield. We're in the home stretch. No pun intended. And I want you to extend one leg long. Now, if coming into a little hurdler's position here does not feel good for your hip, I want you to come into a Justness, bringing the foot to the inner thigh. If you think you can do a hurdler stretch, I'm just gonna tuck and place that leg next to me. Rotate to the extended leg as you come forward. I know we're focusing on our quads today, but just a little bit of a stretch for the hamstring to be fair. Try not to pull through the upper back. The extended leg has an active flexed foot. Take your time to roll up. And we're gonna work our way into a half Virasana's position, half hero's pose. Now, if this does not work for that knee, I'm gonna show you an alternate. You can try first coming back onto these elbows and see how you feel. Your focus is to get this knee to extend down towards the end of the mat. As you try to press and engage the glutes, so my pelvis is pressing upwards, the navel is drawing downwards. I want you to peek to look at your alternate option if this is not working for you. And if you do feel like you can go deeper, you need to pay attention to any back pain here. You can come all the way to the ground. Keep that little bit of squeeze in the glutes. And relax everything. Try that one more time. Press up with the glutes. Try to extend that right knee forward. And relax. Last time, squeeze the glutes. And relax. To come out of this pose, you'll want to come up onto those elbows if you were on the floor. Lean to the left to untuck the right. Remember, we can do our Justness here, so left leg can come in. Otherwise, it can tuck behind. Flex through the right foot. Heart reaches and extends towards the foot. Try not to reach with your chin here. Focus on extending long. It is belly to thigh. First. Hands under those shoulders, rise up. Remember, you have your alternate option here. You may need to roll on your back to set up. Otherwise, you can try starting on those forearms and elbows. Squeeze the glutes. I'm going to try to extend that knee away. This may be enough. Rolling all the way onto your back, as long as there's no compression or pinching in the low back. Engage the glutes as you extend the knee away. And then relax. Again, engage the glutes. Press that shin into the floor. And relax. Try to let your work go. To come out of this pose, just gently begin to roll to one side. You'll untuck. Place both feet wide as the mat, and let the knees tent inwards. Take a moment to just body scan. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Nice and slow, begin to roll to one side. Pressing into those palms, find your way up to a seat. Hopefully those hip flexors and quads have felt like they've been well stretched by now. If you enjoyed this, consider liking and subscribing if you're new here. We have fresh new weekly content. Hopefully I will see you and work with you soon. Namaste.